Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Eva Strategy, and all I'm doing is documenting all the things that bring me joy, one of which is UX research. So what are we going to do today? I think it's something that everyone loves and loves some more representation in. I'm going to do a case study walkthrough. I stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning redoing a case study. So I'm going to basically go over it in real time and basically share with you all how I basically did this work with a company called WorkOpti. And I want to shout out Nisko for the inspiration on how I went about crafting this case study. And I wanted to go ahead and do this video because one, I think it's important to have more representations of people doing case study walkthroughs, getting feedback. Always know that your case studies are always going to keep evolving and changing in how you go about sharing them and presenting them, but you always want them to be digestible, fun, and really showcase your skills and what you bring to the table, specifically for me as a UX researcher. But we're going to do something really cool today. I actually have some great friends of mine who are UX designers who are going to give me some real-time feedback on the actual look of it and give me some Shark Tank-like questions at the end. Okay, so this video is amazing. And I want to tell you already right now, like when it comes to sharing your work, just do it. Just do it anyway. There's no right or wrong. You're just crafting a story and sharing with people like how brilliant you are. So get over that hurdle. If you needed permission today to get over the hurdle of sharing how you do your work and what you bring to the table, I'm giving you the permission today to like jump over the hurdle and do it, okay? Because we're doing the work. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my home skillet biscuits. We have Janetta, Elizabeth, and Mina. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the presentation, and then we're going to go ahead and do the Shark Tank. All right, so let's get started. Okay, cool. You know, when you have like 11 tabs open and you're not supposed to, that's me right now. All right, share screen. Copy. All right, do you guys see my screen? Yes, awesome. We love to see it. All right, so let's get started. Thank you so much for taking the time today to hear about my work with WorkOpti. And the work that I was doing was simplifying the way senior executives make strategic decisions. I served as the UX researcher and the PM for this project. So the context, WorkOpti, after having a successful 18-month private beta launch, wanted to launch a public paid pilot of their strategic planning software. The problem is that 67% of well-formulated strategies fail, and 70% of leaders who are in charge of crafting company strategies spend on average 1 day a month reviewing strategy. So the objective was a simplified user experience so that time-poor senior leaders have visibility into their company's strategic plan with a focus on improving the quality and time spent on strategic decision-making. Because as we know, time is money. So I'm going to walk you through in these 3 sections how I went about with my team solutionizing for WorkOpti. 1, empathize, 2, conceptualize, and 3, design. So let's start first with empathize. We want to, of course, understand the primary users on WorkOpti are senior leaders. We want to understand what senior leaders want, what are their needs, what are their expectations. So what are their current frustrations and pain points? What do they really want to know? What do they really need in order to have WorkOpti be that single source of truth for their company's overall strategy and making sure that they're tracking the outcomes that help to realize those strategies to make very important strategic decisions. So of course, dived into an intensive 3-week research and design sprint, held 5 in-depth user interviews with senior leaders, investigated different articles in business forums and literature, and then mapped out a competitor and comparator feature inventory to understand how WorkOpti stands up in its features to other SaaS products focused on strategic planning or an alternative to WorkOpti, and of course, a heuristic evaluation. So In our user interviews, this is what stood out. This is how users feel. Users want an onboarding process to build a dashboard specific to their needs. Senior leaders love dashboards. Give me a dashboard that, you know, makes sense for my current department, right? And support me in the onboarding of that dashboard and building it out. Second, users want strategic outcomes reported on the dashboard, not only in quantitative metrics, but qualitative as well. And then last but not least, we were noticing that senior leaders were using WorkOpti to prepare for meetings, but not necessarily utilizing WorkOpti during meetings. So now here we are with the heuristic evaluation and the competitor and comparator analysis. What we noticed when we were understanding the usability of WorkOpti, trying to understand what is the current user experience, right? What you see on the page is a screenshot of WorkOpti's homepage. It had very unclear instances of help and documentation. And of course, we know with heuristic evaluation, people crave information and people crave, you know, support and getting support when they need it. And it was very unclear in WorkOpti. But also too, the mental model of strategic planning, what could be clear in WorkOpti when compared to competitors and comparators. And the third thing that we also notice is that app integration is a must, especially WorkOpti is a platform that is industry agnostic. Any company can basically take it and use it to form their company strategic plan, and their departments can then input what are they going to do to actually work up to that strategic plan. App integration is a must for everyone's different apps that they use to do their day-to-day work. Now we're done with empathizing. Now it's time for us to conceptualize. Overwhelmed with data, my team and I, we had to synthesize and present key learnings to stakeholders, which included, we realized that we were wrong about the current help mode functions of WorkOpti, right? We were right about needing a clear mental model framework for strategic planning overall, not just for the dashboard that the senior executives use, but to help support how users navigate the platform as a whole. It needs to be a clear mental model in regards to strategic planning. And what we were surprised about was that the executive sentiment is that in their dashboard, they want to be able to see high-level outcomes and the tracking of that progress, but they also want to be able to get down to the nitty-gritty, boots on the ground, like what are the outputs, what are the activities that their team is having to actually get to those strategic outcomes. So now we had to jump into an ideation session and begin prioritizing feature for our new product experience. So of course, we crafted our problem statements, how might we statements, did some impact effort mapping to figure out what features do we want to prioritize in our short time span, and design 2 user personas and a perspective journey map, right? So this is 1 out of 2 of the personas, because again, the primary user are senior leaders, but the business operators also are in the platform inputting the data that feeds the senior executive dashboard. So here, who you see here is Naya Chioma. She's 35 years old. She's a chief marketing officer for Savage X Fenty. And in her specific scenario, the user journey, the user experience that we want to create for her, the new user experience, is that she wants to stay informed at a high level through WorkOpti, and she doesn't have enough time to sit through endless meetings or look through multiple reports. So the flow that we're creating for her is that as soon as she gets onto WorkOpti, she sees the homepage, and on that homepage, she has access to high-level insights that speak to her marketing department and what her marketing team is doing. If she wants to go ahead and then for step 2, look into the company's overall strategy, she can do so by reviewing the company's business strategy by going to the strategy page. Next, if she wants to get down into the nitty-gritty of what her specific department is doing, she can head over to the her insights dashboard to track progress, the status of projects, and any risks that she should be paying attention to. And then to take it a bit further, she can then communicate with her team to notify them that she actually reviewed the dashboard and even set up a meeting with them if need be. So now let's head over to the design. Here we are with this product experience that we need to bring to life. With a tight deadline, we need to start building and testing soon. So things we had to think about is, okay, well, which user flows are we gonna build out? What will bring the most value? Can we find ways to innovate within our client's current design system constraints? And are we testing mid-fi first and then moving on to high-fi in our final prototype? Once we answered those questions and aligned with what would make sense due to our time and the effort of the team, we built a prototype, and then we wanted to measure the baseline user performance and satisfaction. So I did that with the team by having 2 rounds of usability testing and testing out 2 flows. The first flow is getting Naya onto WorkOpti so that she can view the company's overall strategy that she, again, built with her peers that inform what the marketing team is working on, and then finding the help mode if she needs it. And then the second user flow is getting to the insights dashboard so she can review what the marketing team is doing and then notify the team that she did so. And we tracked what users were doing by task completion rate, error-free rate, and basically do a subjective evaluation. So here's the homepage. Remember, the first flow, Naya's getting to the homepage and she can go ahead and review the company's overall strategy and access the help mode. So if you notice here, the key iterations that we did based on user feedback. On the left is our company's MVP, and on the right is our final MVP that we presented to our client. And right on the page, right here on the bottom right, we added a customizable shortcode widget for high-level insights. This is pulled from the insights dashboard. So she can pull what insights that she wants to see at any given time to be on her dashboard always for her to look at. And also the calendar feature was hidden in our client's MVP, but users shared how much they love to use it. So we added it to the homepage, which also, of course, shared high-level meetings and important meetings for executives to be a part of. And we also added a notes section, a notes widget, so that so senior executives can write down important reminders. So again, before I move forward, remember when I talked about how the framework of strategic planning could be clear? So on the left is WorkOpti, and on the right is what we ended up creating based on user research. You have the homepage, but of course, people have the strategy, right? The high-level strategy that the senior executives create. It gets imported into WorkOpti, and then every department can then create a dashboard that has outcomes that they want to reach that correlates to the company's high-level strategic plan. And then if people want to go deeper, right, there's the outputs, like what are people doing day to day? Like what is the actual progress that are people making day to day? So this global navigation is literally the holy grail in regards to how users navigate WorkOpti, which was very different than what it was before. It was a lot more clear. Users really said that they really love the notion of outcomes over outputs. Senior leaders want outcomes, but they also want to be able to see what outputs people are actually putting out to actually reach those outcomes that live up into that strategy. So now heading over to the insights page, we're pivoting over to the second user flow. This is the insights dashboard. So Naya is able to view her team's progress with the 3 marketing outcomes that would realize the business strategy. And the insight dashboard is fully customizable for her to add up to 10 widgets, right? So what's amazing about this is that Naya can come here and look and track and see, okay, here are the 3 outcomes that the marketing team is set out to achieve. What are the key projects that are attached to it? She can look at risk, see what revenue is needed, where revenue is at, and there's more widgets as well. And when she's done reviewing what the team has done, she can actually then on the same page notify her team that she reviewed the work and request a meeting with her team leads if need be. This was a very important feature for WorkOpti because WorkOpti prides itself on making sure that productivity is increasing in organizations. And what this feature allows for is that if Naya comes here and she gets all the information that she needs, and she doesn't need any more information, she can notify her team that everything we're all good to go, which reduces meetings that she needs to be in. But however, if she notices something, say for instance, there's 2 active risks here, and she's like, oh, well, we need to have a meeting about this. I'm glad that this was brought to my attention. She can quickly let her team know, hey, let's get on a call so we can mitigate this risk. So what's amazing about the work that we did with WorkOpti, and what I'm very proud about, is that research facilitated a shift in the user experience of WorkOpti. In week 1, in our user interviews, people were sharing that WorkOpti was used to track individual performance, not for strategic planning. Remember, people were using WorkOpti to prepare for meetings, not use it in meetings. And the current dashboard that we created was something that users felt that they can actually use and present in meetings to help facilitate them. by week 2 in week 2 of our first round of user testing, someone shared that WorkOpti reminded them of a project management software, which WorkOpti is a strategic planning software. So close but no cigar, but we're getting somewhere. By week 3 of round 2 usability testing, a user shared that it has some features of Salesforce and Asana, but the difference here is the focus on strategic planning and the progress of those plans, which we deemed as a complete win, and so did the CEO of WorkOpti. He shared in regards to the impact of the UX research in this project that we got to the same level of research insights in 3 weeks that his team has right now working full-time after a successful 18-month private beta launch, and that the designs that we produce will be released in future product developments, which I'm very much so humbled and excited about. So thank you so much. Please let me know any questions that you have and we can deep dive into them.
Great, Eve, nice job. Would you like us to start off with the questions or going through the presentation and kind of like analyzing little pointers that we have?
We can do a mix of both. Do whatever feels good.
Okay.
So I should probably share my screen again.
Yeah.
Okay, bet. Where do we want to start?
So we can start off from the top.
Okay.
All right. So as far as aesthetics, when you're moving forward, if you could just go skip along, this was.
Yep.
Keep on going.
Yep.
Keep on going. So you'll notice that when you go from page to page, like the problem or whatever is bolded, when you have the empathize section and then you'll have the conceptualize, it shifts. So it's distracting for when you're presenting. So maybe keeping like those tabs on the same level. So yeah, go ahead and kind of, yep. And then go forward again and you'll see what I mean. Like it shifts up, so it's
it shifts up. Yeah, I think it's probably because maybe I have more text on the page. Okay, so I can fix that.
Perhaps, yeah. So these are just little things that kind of distract the.
You noticed everything. Okay.
Tiny little things. Under user interviews, when you're presenting the key takeaways, here would maybe be nice if you put like user interviews and like key takeaways.
Yeah.
And maybe bolding like certain things like onboarding support, qualitative outcomes, and don't things that are most important. So for us to focus on as you're presenting there.
Also, if you notice the background of each page, the colors are all different. It's not the same white.
Not the same white. Okay.
So I would just keep across the board. I would just try to keep it in the same color palette.
Okay.
And then also try to avoid using like true white, true black.
Yes.
On top of each other or like together, because it's a little harsh on the eyes. So like if you notice like on the torso last 2 pages on your deck.
Okay, yes, for sure.
It was like kind of like it went from light to like dark, like kabam. So it's a little bit like too distracting or too harsh on the eyes. I couldn't really read it through.
Okay, I can do that. I can switch it up a bit. Okay, that's good.
And then for this page, I would try to align the text box with, and then the Zoom screenshot like together, so it's even, not like this.
Yeah, I agree. And for a lot of the images that you have throughout the presentation, if they can be more aligned, like below the title on the right or more centered. Like that one's more centered, so that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
And then some things are rounded, for instance, and other things are square, like this
Oh,
image.
yeah.
So just
Right.
having the little consistency throughout.
Okay. Yep. That's good. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Can you go back to the screenshots of the work opti and your designs?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, not this page, the next page.
Yes.
So I would say to put a label on the bottom, like how you did it before on the previous page, like left and right, to kind of indicate which one
Continue
is
that.
yours
Okay.
and which is your work optis. And
Okay.
just continue and keep it consistent for the other pages too. So like you, so the viewers could see which one is
Right.
and which one is the original.
Makes sense. Yeah. I didn't even notice that. I love my designer friends.
Now, if you want to go under the original work opti page, it was under your emphasize. I keep on going, I think. Yeah. There's so when you're talking about it, I was trying to follow the actual page to see exactly what's unclear in the help and documents. So certain things maybe if you could, if there's a way to like point it out, like, oh, it doesn't exist here, or it's unclear or something, like what the original page looks like or what's lagging in it, because you have
Okay.
presented. So maybe just like pointing these little things
Pointing
out.
it out. Okay.
Yeah, just so
Okay.
that we have that.
Even with your cursor, your mouse, you can just go over it and just,
Yeah, maybe with the
Yeah.
cursor, exactly.
you don't really
Okay.
need to change the
Also-
page.
Also for the heuristic evaluation and CNC, the background,
Yes.
try to use the color picker to
Mhm.
match with the dark colors, like on the border and the buttons.
Okay. Yeah,
So
they
that-
are different. That's good. I love
Yeah.
this. This is really good. Okay.
Now for the app integration, you said that it was a must. Can you clarify what exactly that meant? That it's a
Yeah.
must? How did you derive with that? And
Yeah. So in the competitor and comparator analysis, I'm gonna pull it up now. So looked at Workfront, Cascade, Achieve It, also Asana, and every single one of those platforms, whether it be a competitor or comparator, had app integrations in it because again, those platforms are also like either strategic planning or project management platforms, so they're industry agnostic. So in order to make sure that whoever adopts their software and use it for strategic planning or project management, whatever tools a company use, like if we're heavy on Teams or heavy on Slack, like we can integrate what we already use in our day-to-day work and use your platform to like streamline all the work that we're doing. So with Work Opti, they do have app integrations, which is good and is a plus for them. But maybe even thinking about what app integrations may be missing that they might need to consider would be something for them to think about. So that particular observation is a thumbs up for Work Opti because their platform allows for app integration, which is really good.
great, thank you.
I love it. Give me more questions.
Oh yeah, why you said that you were wrong about the current help mode function. Can you explain how you came up with that? Was it there, not there, beneficial or unnecessary? What exactly, why were you wrong about it?
Yeah, so in Work Opti's platform, the help mode function was signaled by a bell icon. And a lot of users, when they do need support, they just go ahead and directly reach out to the company, but it's via email and there's no way to basically reach out to the company on the platform. And also to which for users work, but in regards to like when Work Opti starts like really scaling, finding a way for users to be able to get help and support on the platform, instead of like looking for an email so they could talk to someone would provide an ease with the user experience. And then also too, I noticed that with the competitors and comparators, they provided like 24/7 like live support, webinars, tutorials, and training options in case, you know, there wasn't someone available, and WorkOpti was missing that.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So in regards to like how other platforms go about helping their users navigate the platform, at all times, WorkOpti was missing that.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. If this time I try to just listen mostly,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's great. Your emphasis on keywords are great. It's not fast. Your page is great. I can understand, I can follow.
Mhm.
As much as the presentation goes, like the slides are great, but if, as they said, like the Janetta and Elizabeth said, like here, yeah, exactly. Just go back to the page
Mhm.
before.
Mhm.
Not, yeah, this one. So just don't forget to the bullet points. Just I think it's better to emphasize on the keywords by like bold them.
Okay.
Yeah. As far I don't have anything new to add. Everything that they said, I had the same idea, but I liked your presentation this time way better. It
Yeah.
wasn't rushed. It was very clear. I could follow. I understood everything, and just like in this page, I guess you can make that picture even smaller, so the
Okay.
page is not concept heavy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Okay.
just bold those keywords, and even that would be make this page very clean, make it look cleaner and less
Okay.
text heavy.
Yeah,
Other than that, yeah. Go ahead.
or what you could do on this page is just have the distance between the top and bottom, the white space in the photo, just have it the same so that it's more centered to the right, you know, and from the top, same distance as from the bottom. I think that would be cleaner there. And then keeping like the case studies and WorkOpti on top, always in the same position, same X and Y axis. And then the like the black here labeling that you have, like empathize or conceptualize, like always keeping that at the top in
Okay.
the same location, maybe under the case study and WorkOpti, because
Okay.
sometimes you have more or less text, but
Right.
it, like that stays consistent and your eyes don't have to jump around to it or from it, and we can focus on what's being presented.
Okay.
Also,
makes sense.
keep all the text sizes all like the same. Like be
Okay.
consistent with all the, like if it's like for the heading, keep it in the same text size for big, and then for the subheading or the body, just keep it in the same size.
Awesome. Okay.
Can
I
you
can
go?
do that.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
I
hold on,
can
hold
work
on.
on that.
Can you go the
Mhm.
second page of your presentation, please?
The
Is
second.
this the second? No. No, the numbers, not this one, the other one, the next page, please. Yeah, here, hold on. Did you tell where did you get these data from? I don't
Yeah, I put
remember.
it in parentheses here, but I feel like I should probably do source.
HBR.
I should probably do
No,
like
no.
source, and in Harvard Business Review, I'll probably put like really smaller underneath just in case. I think I'll
If
do
you
that
talk
instead.
about it, that's good enough. I was just lost in the text. That's why maybe I skipped the part that you were referring to. As long
Yeah.
as you have a source.
Yeah, I can
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
Put source in Harvard Business Review. I could do that. I think this is amazing. I just want to tell you all, like, thank you for just sharing all these amazing insights. I'm definitely going to, for everyone watching, I'm definitely gonna put everyone's LinkedIn screenshots now again, so you can follow them on LinkedIn. And if you have any questions to me about what I presented, put them down in the chat. If you have any ideas on how I can make this case study better, put them in the chat. Because again, I'm running off on like 5 hours of sleep, and I just made it. And this was my second time going over it, and I feel pretty good about it, and it's only up from here. So thank you all for coming to my channel, and hopefully this was of value to you. See you next time. Make sure to cultivate your joy today. Peace.